alacrity to have the AGM. I think it's scheduled for the 27th of April. Is that when the AGM is scheduled for? Yes. Okay.
Your Worship, the meeting should be held before the 27th, before determination is made.
No. What I thought I saw a document in that.
Chairman, my suggestion, is that when you see a state of confusion, because it is a state of confusion. It is. And there are a lot of personalities, issue, people have personal agenda, and all those things running. And you must admit it. And you are disjointed. Mr. Chairman, the person who is the leader of the PDC, the person who is leading the PDC, because when I use the last script about being disjointed, is the chairman must bring back everybody together. So there is some feeling on the part of the chairman or the acting chairman, because you are the person who must ensure that everybody come together and stay together in the best interest of the organization. So, Mr. Chairman, all I was saying, it is not to move any AGM if an AGM has been determined. Not to move the date. But when you're in a state of confusion, you may need external help in order to fix it. You are the leader for the parish of St. James as a chairman and the mayor. And that is why, and you are an independent person. You are not directly in the PDC, you are part of the PDC, because I believe all mayors and past mayors are executive members of the PDC. But because you are not directly involved, I was suggesting that you be the person to bring the various stakeholders together to determine where it is and to establish how they're going to move forward, to have an AGM, that when that AGM is determined and whatever determinations come out of it, you don't hear issues that were existing, still existing, and carrying over into the new organization. Otherwise, you're still going to have the same feeling.
I agree with you.
And everybody's on the same page. So I don't know if the 27th must remain, because I find it strange. The acting chairman is saying he don't know about the 27th, which is bad. It is bad if the acting chairman is saying he doesn't know about it. So I don't know it was determined. So I am saying, Mr. Chairman, you, SDC, Mr. here, and the Ministry of Local Government person must be the critical person.
And this is, no, I'm not going to take any more comment. At the end of this meeting, I would like to have a meeting with Mr. Randy here, Mr. Ode Vallin, and Dr. Dove, for us to have a discussion immediately after this meeting to have the matter resolved. Local Sustainable Development Plan.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, to report to the Council that the design for the Charles Gordon Market is still underway, is not completed as yet. We expect that to be completed in short order. There was a meeting held last week with the Urban Development Corporation, IDB, from the Kingston head office, and the Ministry of Local Government to finalize the collaboration or partnership for the development of the park and Dump Up Beach area. This meeting went well, and the details are being worked out of how that collaboration will be executed in short order for the UDC to get additional support for the completion of the design and the work on the new park. Also, Chairman, we had within the last month a meeting with representatives from the UN Habitat for the slum upgrading program, the Deputy Mayor and Council for the area, as well as representatives from the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation, who were here with us, and we did a tour of the area, the Canterbury area, for additional support from that entity, and we have since received communication that they have accepted the site to be included in the new program. So we will be seeing additional support with the Ministry of Economic Growth and Job Creation for the upgrade or regularization of that area for the improvement of Montego Bay. This Chair, and also next month there will be the Caribbean Urban Forum in Belize, which the Mayor has been invited to participate, as there will be a roundtable discussion of mayors and along with other representatives who should take part. Those are the updates at this time, Chairman.
The last LPAC meeting was held on March 16th. There were a few items that were discussed in relation to the operations of the Charles Garden Market, the operational plan for the Charles Garden Market, the financial statement for the corporation. We also presented an update on the boglands, discussed the first response unit, and a list of council's outstanding receivables. As it relates to the operational plan for the Charles Garden Market, Mrs. Marsh, Commercial Services Manager, did a presentation on this aspect where she highlighted the number of different revenue areas for the market. As it relates to the financial statement for the municipal corporation, the CEO did a presentation on our financial statement and highlighted that the new system is now in full effect. Recommendations was also made to have someone from the accounts department be assigned the responsibility of monitoring the corporation's receivables, and a monthly report be submitted to Finance Committee. As it relates to updates on boglands, the CEO noted that a letter was served to the occupants outlining the total sum of their payment for occupancy for the premises for the last 6 years. The CEO noted that he awaits communication from the attorney regarding updates on a meeting that was held regarding the same matter. As it relates to the first response unit, it was noted that the vehicle is a liability to the municipal corporation and it is being underutilized, but we are currently maintaining it. To ensure that there is a proper recommendation going forward as to what to do with the first response unit, a recommendation was made to have a comprehensive report be prepared for the next sitting of the LPAC meeting. And the report should include the documents that the superintendent received from the fire department outlining the necessary things the unit needed for retrofitting. Also, a copy of the manufacturer's specification to determine whether or not the unit was roadworthy, how much in terms of costing would be spent for it to be properly functional, and what were the conditions attached to the vehicle to see if it's ideal. So that information will be presented to the next LPAC meeting. As it relates to the list of the council's outstanding receivables, the committee requested that the corporation outstanding receivables be presented at the next meeting, and that recommendation to have this be sent to the finance committee meeting, and the report should include the names of the properties, who is responsible for paying the monthly rent, what is the monthly rent, when was the last payment made, and what is the total amount outstanding.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your Chair.
Is there any comments or questions? Councillor Lynch.
Thank you, Your Chair. I would like to move a motion as pertaining to the fire unit or the fire truck. Since it is incapable of carrying out the necessary first response. 2, is it possible that we could write to the donor, dear Cameron, to say that we are going to use the unit for another avenue? For example, giving it to the municipal police to carry out reinforcement duties through the parish of St. James.
Any other?
Second one.
Seconded, Chairman.
As a result of that, you're saying that we should communicate to the donor, because the donor had given us that vehicle for a particular purpose. So we could utilize the vehicle in another area to enhance the municipal department in doing their enforcement. Sure. Yeah, but remember now, a report was requested.
Right. So I would have await that report.
So you would await the report.
Right, sir.
Okay. Well,
then we can determine from an educated point of view the way forward, sir.
Okay, good.
Yes, Chair.
Yes.
The fire department engineer and the report in which the superintendent is awaited. Is it possible for we accept same now to see and make a determination if we could send a letter to the donor of said unit and see how best we can say to them we are going to utilize it to
department is here, so you could probably
just say what.
But that has all been vacillated here.
But we don't know what to do. No, yeah.
That's not loud enough. Bobby, I was waiting for you to say use the father thing. Because the specifications on the unit is one of those, because suppose the fire brigade gave a report to say this is the adjustment that is needed. Then the superintendent would have to look on the specs from the manufacturer specs to see whether or not it can be accommodated having regard to manufacturers commentary and so forth.
Hold it on.
So
hold it on.
It's just a comprehensive report. But I have to hold my thought.
Your Chair.
Oh.
I hereby move for the suspension of the standing order to facilitate the remaining items on the agenda of the council.
Do you have a seconder?
Yes.
Okay.
Senator.
So that is all. let us not, because the LPAC has its function and the LPAC has requested that report. So I would ask Council Lynch to just not to hold it, but to slow it down a little bit.
Withdraw the motion.
No, keep defer the motion until now. Entertain him to withdraw. I agree with him. I agree with him, but I want to do it with a report.
As stated by Councillor Senator Sinclair,
Senator.
my learned colleague, I will defer said motion until we get the report from the technical person on this matter.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, councillors, officers of the council, members of the public present, members of the media.
A point of order, Sir Chair. For the lunchtime brunch break. Okay.
Representatives from other agencies present, good afternoon to you all. I can report, Mr. Chairman, coming from look at the minutes, as was last reported by us, that the 2 fire boats which were scheduled to be here are now here. They are both in Kingston, but not yet cleared by customs. So, in short order, that should be dealt with and they should be deployed. One will be in Montego Bay. What is happening now is that preparations are being made for to establish the station for the marine section of the fireboat in Montego Bay once more. The location we are looking at, we have identified, is on the Port Authority's property in Freeport. That's close to where the Marine Police currently is located. So we are working on that aspect of things presently for the accommodation and staffing of the station. Fire hydrant in Albion. That one we have examined, and plans are in place to have that one rehabilitated, as was mentioned in our last meeting. Councillor Sinclair, we should be dealing as well with the one initially we'll be doing at First Street, Dome Street. What is happening that one will require, as well as the one at Barnes Street, will require some extensive work. We will have to get assistance from NWC because we don't have the backhoe for us to do that type of excavation. They have committed to assist us, which they have been doing. So those will be looked at in short order. Sir, we were able to, Mr. Chairman, to respond to all the calls we received throughout the month of March, even though we did have some challenges, but we were able to cope for the month. My complete report was submitted, so if there are any questions from same, I am prepared to take, sir.
Fire report was submitted and circulated. The fireboat is in Kingston and is being processed through the customs, and I'm hoping that soon and very soon that unit will be a part of your fleet here in Montego Bay. So we're having some, you call it progress, we would say prosperity. But we're happy for your report, so you have always given us a comprehensive report. And you know, I must single you out, Mr. Doman, and the fire department, that you have always here for us. And we must single you out. And thank you very much, sir, and keep up the good work. And whatever we can do to advocate for the betterment of you and your men, we will continue to do that. I know the fire station is slated. The minister said he will be breaking ground this year. I don't like to hear about breaking of ground. I need to see construction start. And he will be speaking on the 19th. And he invited me to be in Kingston. And the only thing that he would want me to hear in Kingston is that he has made the necessary funding available and he will be breaking ground for a new fire station in this parish.
Chairman, can I have a recommittal to local sustainable development plan?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I would just like to report that there is an invitation from the UN Habitat for a representative from the Council to attend a seminar in Bonn, Germany, between the 4th and 6th of May. Okay.
So who that request come through? That sound like you. That sound like you going to Germany?
No.
But you raise the issue, you should.
No, Mayor, we'll discuss.
We'll discuss that.
Yes.
Okay, good.
As it relates to the bills. And in addition to that, the ministry is still continuing with a series of sensitization program, and that is ongoing. And also the bylaws they are also being revised as well, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Your Worship. I stand to advise that the nuisance, which is twofold at Seven Leaders Avenue, the derelict building itself has been demolished and the debris has been carted away, and the owners have advised us that they are in the process now of clearing a small part of the property that has some overgrown vegetation, and that will be done by next week. We have also been asked to compile the total costs that have been associated with the process, which would include legal fees and admin fees, as well as those fees that would have been associated with the advertisement, the owners. And that would be a part of satisfying the nuisance. It's getting the building and the vegetation down, as well as satisfying the legal costs associated with the process. So we're in the process of compiling that and forwarding.
And when can we expect them to be given that statement?
I cannot say at this time, but I would probably say within 2 weeks, Your Worship. Because the legal costs that would have to be compiled from the lawyers, and then we would have to do the research as it relates to the number of times we publish in the Observer and the Gleaner.
Please, it took us several years to reach here. I don't want it to take us a year for us to be refunded our money. Thank you. Building within the city of Montego Bay continue general meeting.
All right, Your Worship. We will be making a copy of this minutes and submitting it to the lawyer along with some additional information that he has requested. And then by next month, we will have a fulsome report from the lawyers as relates to the process. Because he had advised us that we needed to restart the process in essence, which we have done. And next month, we will have an update from him as it relates to the steps that we have taken as it relates to bringing the matters before the courts.
So restarting the process, meaning that we go again and serve them?
Yes, Your Worship. And we got the resolution for that to be done. So I'm not certain if all of it, but by next month, we will advise.
So what you're saying is that when we should have done that, then we would have satisfied our obligation.
Yes, Your Worship. The lawyer advises that out of an abundance of caution, because of so much time that has elapsed, it would be in our best interest to restart and then take it from there.
Okay, good.
Mr. Chairman, the council have received $5 million from the Ministry of Local Government for trucking of water to drought-stricken areas. Yes, sir, we received it in March. The superintendent of roads and works, he will advise on the breakdown of that funds.
Thank you.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, the breakdown is as follows. That the Mount Town Division will receive $500,000. The Somerton Division will receive $500,000. Welcome Hall, $500. Salt Spring, $300. Montego Bay North, $300. Cambridge, $600. Catadupa, $500. Montego Bay Northeast, $300. Springmount, $500. Granville, $200. And all other 9 divisions will utilize $800,000.
Councillors, you have heard the disbursement. You have heard the disbursement, and I've been here quite some time now. And for $5 million to be made available for trucking water at any one time, it is a remarkable improvement. And if you look at the distribution, it was done in such a way that not even Councillor Troop can rise.
On that note, Mr. Chairman, Your Worship, I rise. I don't know, Your Worship, if they are afraid of you, but $600,000 to Granville, 200. 200. I can't even call them, make everybody hear me. 200. Mr. Chairman, am I protected on the floor, sir? Thank you very much. Remember, Social Division. But I can say that not satisfied, but thank you.
Mr. Chairman, you made a comment and Councillor Troop sought to deal with that particularly. It is on. Mr. Chairman, in 2015, when I asked the Secretary Manager, as they were then called, to give me the information as it relates to funding for water to St. James, I got it, and when I added it up, St. James got a little above 10 million, close to $11 million in 1 year. Out of that, 800,000 went to divisions represented by the minority. Meaning to say, if we were to look at it in respect to colors and the nomenclature attached, the PNP divisions got over $10 million and the JLP divisions got 800,000 in 1 year. So when I hear the distribution across the division, in fact, I never get any. My division never got any. And Flower Hill is always a place with water problems. I was up there, we're in a community meeting up to the other day, and we have to seek to engage the Water Commission in respect to how we can treat with their situation. But the people in Flower Hill, when Deputy Mayor Chu was in that position, 800,000 went to divisions represented by Jamaica Labour Party representatives. So that is the reality of it. No, we didn't treat you in that bad way, at least you get something. Granville is a place I'm certain that they do have water problems in Granville or retirement. So I want to see how he's going to spend. But I know that he will do well for the persons that are up there. And Deputy Farmer, if you need some assistance, I'm certain the mayor will ensure that you are properly treated. And because we look about people. We care about people. Yes.
You know, I suffered during that period. I remember once I couldn't do better. And I went to the mayor, the then mayor. I said, listen, I need some water. And so you have to go through the MP.
That's what he told you?
That's what he told me.
They got 10 million?
Yes.
Oh my.
But under my leadership of this council, victimization will never be practiced. Will never be practiced. Because I am not hurting the councillor. If I victimize, I hurt the citizens of this parish. So that won't be practiced under my dispensation. So rest assured, Councillor Troop, as long as things come for the councillors, you're going to get your share. We know that your area is not challenged with serious water shortage, but we know that Councillor Bent, so he gets 500,000. We know Maroon Town is challenged, get 500,000. We know that Welcome Hall is challenged. We know that Summerton is challenged. So we did not give the distribution according to colors. And you mentioned about 600,000 for my division. I think in a matter of months I can report to this council that when that Mount Pelear water system up and running, I might just need about 200,000 for the other year of that water. Okay? So that is to show that we as a people, we care. And we will continue to care. And you have always reminded us that there's no divide in here. We all sit together. We're all councillors. So you will be treated fairly by this chairman here. Thank you very much. Of Montego Bay. Is there any and this was to be referred to the infrastructure and traffic management committee. There's a motion to have same. Can we Motion moved by Councillor Cook, seconded by Councillor Wynne.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor, when they put the traffic congestion in this committee or any committee, if we don't take care and enact the laws that we pass inside here with the delivery trucks from 7 in the morning till almost 7 at night, one entire side of St. James Street of delivery trucks. Sometimes they're on both sides. And what makes it worse, Mayor, is that in the evening hours when they are parked there, the vendors take up the sidewalks and allow the pedestrian to walk in the road. So the pedestrian have to be fighting for space with the traffic, with the traffic. Mr. Mayor, there's a sign that the delivery truck must park between certain times to certain time. And I'm asking, sir, and I've asked already, that if we could allow 2 of our municipal police to be trained as special district constable with the power of issuing tickets, that would assist us. Because police on the road, if you have a police on the road who is doing traffic, they don't see the truck that part deliver as a traffic. And if you have a police that is doing a detective and pass through, they don't see that. We have to now create a way for our own eyes. And the best way to do that, Mayor, is to ask that our municipal police be trained with the power to issue tickets. And I think that will ease the St. James streets.
Thanks for the recommendation. Also, I will be asking the PR department to issue a notice in the Western Mirror reminding the motorists that as the operators of businesses, the time in which delivery trucks should be delivering goods to them. So we need all the business places to be issued with that notice that most of them is aware, but I would suggest that we do it again. And then we can inform the police, because by virtue of the limitation as it relates to issuing tickets by our municipal officers, they can't really prosecute. So we would have to get the cooperation of the police, of which I know I will, to give them the necessary tickets. And they must comply. I think it's between 7 a.m. and 11 a.m. for them to do deliveries in and around the town. So, Mrs. Marsh, please research and let us see if we can have that publication soon. Thank you, Councillor. Town clock at Barnett Street. There is some concerns as it relates to material that is placed in that area that I think was reserved for planter box and stuff like that. And our NWC has some problem there.
Yes, sir, it's work in progress, and as we'll be sorting out the material. It's just those were filled to be used underneath, but because of the space that is required by Water Commission, we have a little bit too much in there at this time. So we will be sorting that out shortly, sir.
Okay. Upgrading of one-man beach.
So we still awaiting the design. And as was reported last month, we have 2 persons working on the beach, keeping it clean at this time. We also we will be making some arrangements with NSWMA to see how best we can collect the garbage that is containerized in plastic bags. We at the council utilize our truck to remove as best as possible, but being that the trucks of NSWA may pass that area on a daily basis, we're going to make some arrangement for them to pick up those bags when they pass by, sir.
The area is very dark at nights. What can we do to expedite that process?
The only thing seek the funding at this time expensive.
So you would need So you would need a motion for that to be
for us to look on it, seek an estimate, and have the council seek funding or approve funding.
Okay, councillors.
Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Yup is saying that he needs a motion for him to.
I so move. I so move.
Okay, good. Mr. Yup, please proceed. Proceed with prosperity. First response to deal with, I think we have discussed that. I mean, that has been discussed. Okay. The Cuban committee, that has not yet been appointed because there's still some gray areas. I don't think there was ever a committee. And can we write to the Cuban embassy? Did we have the resolution on which this was taken, Madam CEO? If we can find the document, then we could write to the Cuban ambassador to see how we can get this committee on twinning of cities. I don't even know the name of the city. And we can share a lot of bilateral agreements in terms of language, trade, knowledge base in terms of, because they have a very active municipality in terms of their engineering skills. I know they are specialists as it relates to shoreline retaining walls. Right, agriculture. So there are a lot of things that we can learn from each other, and they are our closest neighbors, and we must love thy neighbors, as I said. So please proceed to speak with find the relevant document when this decision was taken, and let us see if we can establish the twinning of the city for the benefit of both Montego Bay or St. James Municipal Corporation and the city of Montego Bay and the city in Cuba. So let us see if we can get some discussion going on that one. Resolution arising from the minutes. There are resolution as it relates to added metered park system in and around the city or in certain areas. This matter has been referred to infrastructure and traffic management. So moved by Councillor Vernon, seconded by Councillor Williams. That matter has been now removed to infrastructure and traffic management. Resolution to have National Water Commission, Jamaica Public Service desist from making electrical connection to construction which have not received the required approval from the local authority. CEO to update on the matter submitted to PS. Do we have any reply on that one?
No, Mr. Chairman, we are still awaiting the response for that.
Huh? Okay. Nothing on that one?
No, No, Mr. Chair, rest of the receipt.
As it relates to cess
To the cess.
deposited by concrete mixer truck.
No, not that one.
Which one?
Regarding the National Water Commission.
Yes. But there will be an OUR meeting at El Greco on the 26th of April at 11:30 a.m. and all councillors are invited. And I'm sure Councillor Sinclair will have some interest in this one, because there are a number of instances where OUR needs to give us some clarity as how the citizens are to proceed when especially utility lines goes across person's property. That becomes a nuisance after a while, causing death and in some instances serious bodily harm. Resolution to recover profit. Well, we have this. Well, that one has been discussed as it relates to the LPAC. That's a position that the LPAC has taken. Resolution regarding the sales of community lands in Iron Shore. How far have we reached on that one?
I spoke. The lawyers called me earlier this week, Chair, and to fine-tune the inquiring about the names to be from the corporation to be on the transfer document. They had promised that that would reach to us yesterday evening. I haven't seen it as yet, so at the rise of this meeting, I will communicate to find out if we have received such documents, Chair.
Require 200 lights in the parish. I don't know if it's gonna be.
Yeah, I so move, Mr. Chairman, for 200 street lights to be made available for the parish of St. James.
Seconded.
Can you send a resolution of Madam?
Just to report to this August body that the work on the ward has started. We have completed the excavation of the foundation and we are in the process of doing the steelworks. And this is for the first ward, which will house 45 persons.
Can you give an update as to the finances that is now available? And the public need to know these things.
In relation to finance for this project, so far the council has allocated $10 million from its own source fund to start this project. We are seeking, and we are in a far we are advanced in the discussion of getting more funds from the local government to complete this ward. The approximate amount that it will take to finish this 45 persons ward is approximately $40 million, and this includes water harvesting and solar paneling to include.
I must first extend apologies on behalf of Dr. Clark and his team. They were in the parish, but they are unavoidably absent from this meeting. They have sought to forward an email which I've circulated to councillors as it relates to the summary of the GSF solid waste management intervention in the parish of St. James. Additionally, as well as it relates to the infrastructure works, the infrastructure works for the Bartown area is presently at the NCC awaiting approval and to be forwarded to Cabinet subsequently. They are expecting that the contract will be signed for the infrastructure works in Bartown by May, June of this year. As it relates to the zinc fence substitution, that project is underway as we speak in Bartown, and for the Granville area, the zinc fence substitution project is already advertised, and the project would be commencing in another matter of months. As it relates to the integrated infrastructure project, funding has already been approved for the Granville project, and the tenders would be published next week Tuesday and next week Saturday. For the anchovy and the retirement areas for the integrated infrastructure project, they are presently in the final stage of designs for those. Persons are also being invited to visit the GSF website at www.gsf.org, where all the projects listed for all the parishes, including St. James, that shows a breakdown as it relates to the scope and the amounts that have been budgeted for all of these projects. At the next meeting, Your Worship, they will provide us with a more comprehensive report as it relates to the infrastructure works which are about to be rolled out in the parish as we speak.
Any comment on Jesse? Resolution table that we regarding Nuisance and well sentence was given and councillor has been rehabilitated and has resumed his sitting in the council.
Regarding additional rewards to chairman, we have a response from St. Elizabeth Municipal Corp, and they have noted our resolution.
They have noted it?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Chairman. But notwithstanding that, it was still sent to the Ministry of Local Government for support.
Mr. Chairman, this is a public building, and somebody's smoking on the public building. I don't know who the person is, but it comes through the vent. When you smoke in another room, it comes through the vent, and it is affecting me right now. The law says in government buildings there should be no smoking. And the fines are significant. The public health inspector is here. I can make a report. But I am being affected by the cigarette smoke presently. But it's a law. It's a law, you know. I don't know who was consuming cigarette. Yes, man, cigarette, Mr. Malik. Yes, sir. Here. Public health inspector is here. Public health inspector is here. The fine goes up to 50,000.
You should prosecute.
It's clear, but like I said, sometimes we must look within.
It's a little fun is good. Resolution, municipal police to prepare and execute and serve notices under the Public Health Nuisance Regulation 1995. Where this resolution came from? Here?
Yes.
That was sent up. And there's also another as it relates to implementing an auxiliary system, monitor and maneuver all data, customer information, performance status, all corporation assets and revenue earning medium. That's also.
No, Mr. Chair, that was deferred pending some amendments. We made that amendments were not.
Is the amendment. Councillor Brown, you participated in this resolution by seconding the resolution. Councillor Vernon was the person. There was some, repeat that, Madam CEO. You said that there was some amendment to be done?
The should have done some amendments to it.
So that hasn't yet been done?
No, sir. We received it.
Councillor Vernon, turn on your mic. Turn on your mic.
I did the necessary amendment to the resolution, Mr. Chairman. So can it be presented now? I have it right here.
Okay, well, do the necessary.
So with the amendment done, the resolution now reads, proceeding from the loosely organized system of data management, how can the St. James Municipal Corporation benefit from the employment of an auxiliary system to manage data and increase transparency? Whereas the municipality of St. James is undergoing rapid development in business, construction, and demographic transition over the past 2 decades, and whereas the need to register and account for the robust increase in business operations is imperative to the revenue streaming of the municipal corporation, and whereas the municipal corporation can gain much more financial growth given the significant increase in the number of business operations, new buildings, and other rapidly developing sectors, and main sources of revenue such as trade license fee and property taxes, parks, market operations, and cemetery, etc. And whereas these revenue streams need to be documented electronically for speedy retrieval of data, trend monitoring, improved customer service, efficiency in enforcement and collection, and the evaluation of compliance rates. And whereas the St. James Municipal Corporation can only realize real financial growth through the implementation of an auxiliary system to manage customer history, evaluate corporations' assets, and increase the efficiency of fee collections. Be it resolved that this corporation is committed to high levels of transparency and accountability in carrying out all operations, internally and externally, to fulfill not only the mandate of good governance, but also to ensure that policies created through the process are meaningful and within the best interests of the citizens of St. James. And be it further resolved that this resolution be forwarded to the Ministry of Local Government and Community Development and all other municipal corporations for support, so that this necessary type of system can be implemented in an expeditious manner. Yes, Mr. Chairman.
All right, so second say.
You can sit and second. You have to stand. You see? Same.
I think there was some publication on that one. There was some publication on that one. It's gotten a lot of coverage. Let's hope it achieve what it sets out to achieve. Resolution to have time constraint on lands to be leased or sold by the St. James Municipal Corporation. Do we any update on that one, madam? Okay. All right, we are.
Sorry, we have two resolutions that were emailed to councillors. One from St. Catherine Municipal Corp. Yes. We missed it. No.
No, we're not at resolution. No, we're at mayor's announcement. That's where we're at.
I'm done.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry,
Well,
sir. I
we're
jumped in the
at mayor's
gun.
announcement.
I jumped in the gun.
Where are we?
521.
Oh. Mosquito control within the parish of St. James.
But that falls under the hill.
Building matters. Where that? Fire. Okay, yes. Councilor again? Is that motion, resolution ready to be read?
Thank you, Chair. Whereas with a population of approximately 3 million people, our island of Jamaica has made great impact on the world stage. Our athletes, our musicians, and our academia has far excelled our stamp as a third world country. Whereas my division, the Somerton division, which I'm honored to represent, has also given to this world persons of great talent. Today I stand in recognition of one of the great sons of Somerton division, who has flaunted his talent to enhance Jamaica's reputation of greatness in the music and film industry. He's a man of unmatched attributes. We speak of no other than our own James Chambers, otherwise known as Dr. Jimmy Cliff. Whereas it is only fitting that someone as he, from such humble beginnings, who has risen to the world stage, should be honored by his parish. Therefore, whereas Gloucester Avenue is known as our entertainment strip, and also where our music is showcased to our visitors, Council believes that the renaming of this hip strip on Gloucester Avenue to a name that is well recognized worldwide would only enhance the allure or attraction to this area in Montego Bay. Whereas honoring a son of our soil before his death serves to demonstrate to this legend how much we value and appreciate him and his contributions not only to St. James and Jamaica but also to the world. Be it resolved that I wish to move that Gloucester Avenue or part thereof is to be renamed in honor of Dr. James Jimmy Cliff.
Your Worship, I am honored and privileged to second that resolution, so eloquently moved by Councillor Magan.
Cabinet approval and local government approval. Thank you. Councillor Troop, any comment? Can you imagine what a day makes? Yeah. Yeah, I know that. Yes, I know that. And that's why I want to bring the wheel to you now. That you must understand that the wheel is not in your path anymore. Thank you, Councillor. Thank you. Mayor's announcement? Yes. All right, good. Mayor's announcement. Councillors, there will be a community meeting this evening at 5:30 p.m. at the Cambridge Resource Centre. It is situated right across from the police station. Right across from the police station, right in the square of Cambridge. There will be There will also be a community meeting on the 27th at the John Rollins Success Primary School, starting at 5:30 p.m. Carol-led presentation will be held at this venue on the 21st of April at 1 p.m. There will be a sensitization meeting with the Jamaica Public Service Company Limited at their Bogue office at 11 a.m. on the 26th. On that same day, the 26th, the OUR will be having a special parish sensitization luncheon at El Greco at 11:30 a.m. I think that there might be some changes, and I have initiated a discussion with JPS to see if they can have that meeting starting at 9 a.m. And this is a meeting with all councillors, because we all have JPS problem. But we also would like to attend the OUR meeting, because you know that we have been trying to get a meeting with the OUR for the longest while. And that is coming to a reality. So I am going to recommend to the JPS if they can start their meeting at 9 a.m. so we can leave that meeting and go to the OUR meeting, because it is very important for us to be a part of that sensitization meeting. Tomorrow is Good Friday, and I'm sure that councillors will be doing their best to assist some needy persons in their constituency. And yes, that's a part of our representation at this time, to make some of our needy citizens taste a piece of bun and cheese. We do that too. But the political directorate of the St. James Municipal Corporation has prided itself with the hallmarks of transparency, accountability, and timely delivery service. We are mindful that the public seeks information about our operations, especially as to how their tax dollar has been spent. Since December, since its new administration, the corporation has had apportioned some $30 million between the 17 parochial divisions as part of the parochial revenue fund, road maintenance for rehabilitation across the parish. Just yesterday, we started asphalting on Barnett Lane and Railway Lane. There was also a major project at the bottom of Union Street to effect repairs to the drainage system and the construction of a well-needed sidewalk. Road repairs was carried out in the Comfort Hall area, along the Walespan Main Road, Lime Tree Lane, Union Street, in flankers, Orange Hill, Montego Hills, Paradise, and section of Norwood. The parochial revenue fund allocated monies from property taxes and 66 2/3% of motor vehicles license comes to this council. Property taxes also pay for garbage collections, street lights, minor water supplies, and beautification. I am pleased to announce that the parish of St. James netted some $777 million for property tax collection for year 2016 to 2017. We have exceeded the target by some $5 million. As a municipal corporation, we are resolute in not only responding to the needs of the people, but to ensure that the response is done in a timely manner. The role of local authorities is even more integral to the operations of the government as we make more inroads towards greater autonomy. Some 56,550 properties on the tax registered in the parish of St. James for 2017 to 2018 fiscal year. We have been tasked with a target of $1.4 billion for this fiscal year. it is a huge sum. And I will use this opportunity to say to the good citizens of this parish, let us all pay our property taxes in order that the needs that we crave for, garbage collection, your roads, your lights, can be addressed when this money is made available. While we are encouraging compliance, we will also educate our populace about the importance of property taxes. And as I mentioned about educating our populace, this is why we will be having our community meetings across each 17 divisions. So councillors, you will be informed when your community meeting will be held. And it is important for you to encourage your citizens to come out and not only to discuss property taxes, but to discuss public health, to discuss garbage collection, to discuss policing, to discuss how the firemen respond when there's a fire. Because at these meetings, several representatives from the various agencies of government will be in attendance to answer the questions. So in closing, I want to announce a special incentive program. This corporation will offer an incentive of $500,000 towards the community project for the area with the highest property tax compliance rate. And we're looking at 70%. An incentive of $300,000 to be given to the community that secures a second place and a runner-up of $300,000 and $200,000 respectively. So at the St. James Municipal Corporation, we are seeking to encourage compliance. So if your community complied and the bar is very high, 70%, then you will be seeing a project in your community as a result of compliance. So this municipal corporation is prepared to work with our citizens, because as councillors, we are in touch with the people every day. And we are to make sure that all we can in our powers to offer quality service to our citizens. So as we move, I know there's an adjustment in the announced property taxes, and I don't know if this target will be realized based on the adjustment or it will be reviewed, because I know a number of properties that will see some decrease in the initial figure that was quoted. So I'm not sure, but I'll still encourage our citizens to pay their property taxes in order that we can offer the service that they yearn for on a daily basis. Thank you. Can we?
Sorry, sir. Is this a one-time payment or is it a first, second, and third pay? Because some councillors will enjoy a certain unfair advantage.
Is the percentage of compliance rate within? Okay. And councillors, I would say we must support our colleague when we're having these community forums. Like the one this evening in Cambridge, it is Councillor Ben's division, and those of us who are available should seek to support Councillor Ben. Local Board of Health. Local Board of Health, can we have a motion to? Thank you. Report of Public Health Committee.
Yes, Your Worship. At the meeting of the Public Health and Sanitation Committee held on April 5, 2017, the following licenses applications were presented and approved, and they are now being presented here for final approval, Your Worship. We have 2 barbers for renewal, 1 barber shop for renewal, 13 hairdressers for renewal, 3 hairdresser trainees that are new, 2 cosmetologists for new renewal, 2 cosmetologists that are new, 14 beauty therapists for renewal, 5 new beauty therapists, and 2 beauty salons that are for renewal. All having satisfied the regulation are being presented here, Your Worship, for final approval.
Council, there's a recommendation on the floor. So do second, all in favor?
We have one more matter, Your Worship. Read establishment of the Montego Bay abattoir. The Public Health and Sanitation Committee at its meeting held on Wednesday, April 5, 2017, agreed that there was an urgent need for an abattoir within the parish of St. James. It was noted that illegal slaughtering was taking place at unauthorized locations, and the meat which was not fit for human consumption was being sold to unsuspecting members of the public. It was also noted that the non-existence of an abattoir was a long-standing matter and concern of the Public Health Department, and the illegal slaughtering activities was on the increase and persons' health was at risk. Accordingly, the Public Health Committee at its meeting held on the 5th of April directed that a recommendation be referred to the regular monthly meeting of the corporation in order to have a resolution passed seeking the urgent assistance of the Ministry of Agriculture in identifying funding and to have an abattoir established in the parish of St. James. The matter is accordingly referred.
Councillors.
I so move.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Yes, Chair. One comment, Chair. Is it possible, after we have the approval of the minister and it's built, could it have it been privatized for better management?
Let us cross the
first bridge.
Mr. Wallace, Chief Public Health Inspector.
Chairman, I must express my appreciation to this council and the intended move to have such facility constructed. I believe, though, that it might not move some responsibilities from this organization to the persons that will use that facility over a period of time when these butchers would have applied for license and the various agencies, including the one that I represent, would have made recommendations for them to, for the council to issue these licenses. The books that they should receive, some that the police on a regular basis, I know that we have a very active predial larceny unit. It is a common source of complaint to the health department that these books that they should have gotten from this council is not coming to them. On May 8th, we will be having a meeting with all these butchers. We invite yourself and the representative of this council to come and speak to them in this matter so that we can come to a conclusion where that is concerned.
Councillor, and we can't overemphasize the need for an abattoir in this parish. We have been without one for over 10 years. So the motion is very timely, and as long as I occupy this chair, I will be resolute in seeing to it that we build an abattoir for the slaughtering of animals in this parish.
Chairman, muscle control continues in the parish with the 11 core staff that is currently employed to the St. James Health Department. At last meeting, I had informed this council that a letter was written to the Honourable Minister to seek to consider to re-engage the 75 task workers that helped the parish so much. I believe that we are getting good response. They have sent for certain documents to process. So I believe that come next meeting, I will have something more positive as far as re-engaging of these workers are concerned.
I just want to ask the public a question. May I, sir? Mr. Lennox, I just want to ask him a question. Thank you. Mayor, I just want to congratulate Mr. Lennox, Mr. Wallace, sorry, for trying to protect us as citizens of St. James with the to the restaurants. But there was something alarming, Mr. Chairman. Based on what I saw on the television, that there are rotten meat persons are without food and grass permit, all type of things. The question I'm asking, Chairman, within less than 24 hours, that restaurant are here to correct all the fault and reopen. It can amaze me, and I just want to ask Mr. Wallace if he recheck that particular establishment, because I know food establishment closed down. I take my week to get all the necessary in place. But in less than 24 hours, all the fault that I saw on the television, they were able to open. And I cannot have a little doubt there, Chair. Eh?
Exactly. Through you to the councillor, chairman. A property can be closed for various reasons. We have a responsibility by law to the property where public health breaches would have occurred. If those breaches are satisfied, then we have a duty to reopen. The facility in question that the council is talking about, as I don't work solely from a desk, was reopened by me. The facility would have had probably over 60 workers. And the date that we would have gone there, certain workers were found in breach. Those persons are currently undertaking whatever breach would have occurred. Other persons would have been in that facility. No. A process of going through the courts is taking place by public health and the police. But like I said, whatever breach is committed, as long as it is fixed, then we have a duty to. But it is probably that one is highlighted, Chairman. But it is setting a pace for what is currently happening, some more quietly than others. And it will culminate on the 20th of this month, when we'll take on the night operators. I understand the challenges that private operators, garbage operators, and solid waste have in consistent garbage collection. We are currently utilizing and will continue to utilize our own laws that to facilitate a 5 million rodent control program. If we don't have consistent garbage collection, I would just kind it like you're spraying cologne in a closed basket. So we will use our laws and these properties with dirty clothes. Yes. So we will be going to these facilities, and it's not just to assist the private and public agencies. We will use our laws, and those properties will be closed, because we will not want to waste a 4.5 million that was given to us by the Tourism Enhancement Fund, and a further $500,000 that was given by this council. We will ensure that these facilities meet public health standards, and if not, we will use the laws to close until those breaches are fixed.
And Mr. Wallace, as the chairman of the local board of health, sir, you have our fullest support, because we have to protect our citizens who goes out to dine or to purchase meal at these locations. So I will implore you, sir, to continue to be very vigilant as it relates to these establishments and other areas that might come in breach of the public health law. Thank you very much for that report. Councillor Thomas.
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you. And to the public health, Chief Public Health Officer, I just want to remind you of that illegal dump site according to the NSAA and Mount Salem Main Road that has that huge quantity of rats infestation there, and to see how soon we can get it addressed.
I remember that complaint to you. It is unfortunate that that same facility when junior officers would have left university, they would have been given a project to do based on priority program in the community. A skip by a public health officer was built at that very same area and was destroyed by the residents in that general area. We will continue to work with solid waste to ensure that whether they put one here or we have to use our own organization to erect one, to ensure that at least it is aesthetically attractive.
Can I have a motion to? Oh yeah.
Motion move, Mr.
Yeah,
Chairman.
can I have a motion to revert from public health to regular council meeting? Brown and Lynch. Municipal matters. Can we? Do you have? You have the Where are they? Where are they? There are some building matters here.
Yes, Chair.
Councillors, there are some building matters before you.
Circulated, Chair.
Can you? There was a. Did you check the one on Tate Street as it relates? Took it out? Okay. Can I have a motion to accept? Or you need a second to peruse? Motion moved by Deputy Mayor, seconded by Councillor Cummings. Subdivision is also subdivision for final approval. These have been sent already to the ministry.
Yes, Chair, and has been confirmed by the minister.
So just need a move on the second. Moved by Councillor Wynne, seconded by Councillor Murray. Is there any other municipal matters? Yeah, man. There being, yeah.
There is a matter that came up in the finance meeting yesterday. It's based on information that I wasn't at the finance meeting, but I believe that there is some thing that needs to be either clarified, which I believe it is more for clarification. I understand that there was some communication that was read at the finance meeting that spoke to a particular location owned by the council but is presently leased. And there was some correspondence that was read at the meeting that would have indicated that there was a breach of the arrangement that exists between the council and the lessee. Now, I understand that there was a particular vote that was taken, but I can't understand why a vote would have had to be taken when what was being done was to inform the committee that the council had written to the lessee in respect to the breach and what the council was intending to do under the existing lease arrangement when there is a breach. Because we were taking the steps to do what was permissible to the council when there is a breach. But I believe that, based on what I heard, that something was put to vote. What was the purpose of that? I can't understand why that would have been necessary. When all the council was doing is taking the procedures that exist under an agreement, which must have been voted on. The agreement would have been determined years ago. And the council determines that there is a breach. And the lessee, through his council, is writing to confirm that there is a breach. So if there is a breach, all the council has to do is to carry through the process. It don't require any vote to be done. We just carry through the process as set out in the agreement that exists between the lessee and the lessor. So I just want to find out and to get some clarification. So I can't say our vote is going to deter administration carrying through what exists as an agreement and protocol or arrangement, whatever you want to call it. If you breach, this is what must happen. How is it that, how is any vote going to be changing what is agreed on between the parties? So, I just don't understand. So if somebody can clarify, because I believe that voting process is just redundant and irrelevant. What was done yesterday? I understand that the acting secretary manager, when I made inquiry, I made inquiries of several persons who were present. I want to find out if what was being read for the purpose of providing information at the highest, and not for no voting process to take place as to whether you must comply with the agreement that is in place between the council and the lessee. That's it. If you breach it, then we have the right to do X, Y, and Z. We don't need any vote on that. So I need some clarification.
Mr. Chairman, it was brought to the attention of the meeting yesterday, the particular property that the lawyer of the